We'll just talk about your YouTube channel and your GitHub. You talk about using Excel and R for sport data analysis. When did you start looking into data analysis and using these tools? And what are a couple of the main things that you've learned along the way?
I started in the end of 2016 when I went to the sevens.
Yeah.
Well, that was sort of when I started accelerating beyond the Excel and CSV type work. I had a really good mentor at the sevens named Simon Harries, who's now working at Greater Western Sydney Giants as their rehab coordinator, and he's brilliant with this stuff. And he
Cool.
kind of showed me the light, so to speak, in that things can be done a so much better way if you just put a bit more sort of effort and thought into it. So it all developed from there, and yeah, it's sort of taken me till now. So that's almost 3.5 years. Yeah, 3.5 years. And I've been continuously working on it since. The main things, like I said before, the main things are probably having a reproducible and automated way to achieve an outcome, and that's been really helpful for me, both for my time management and for detecting errors and just consistency of my work.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. And look, obviously it's a super competitive industry, and the opportunities that are out there in the industry may potentially be even more limited, going in the next sort of year or two. For people that are doing like a sports science undergrad, for example, people trying to crack into the industry, what advice would you have for those people, I guess, over the next year or two?
It's a hard question, and
Yeah.
I wish I had more definitive answers. But one thing that I've always been a big believer in is that if you are laser focused on delivering quality work, that there's always going to be someone that wants you and wants to be able to benefit from your work. So yeah, more so than focusing on promoting yourself and things, which do have a place, but I've always been a big believer in that. If your work's good, then someone will want you.
Cool.
Above, and then there's all the obvious stuff like being enjoyable to be around and being really keen to work. But in terms of technical skills, just keep getting better, and there'll be people that want you.
Yep. And we were talking about this just before we started recording, and I'd be keen to get your thoughts on it. But I was saying that I've been speaking to a couple of people in the sports science space in Australia, and essentially we were talking about the soft cap and potentially a cap on how many people you're allowed to have in your support staff for sporting teams, given all the restrictions with coronavirus. So if the amount of opportunities in the industry are limited for, say, the next year or two, people are going to have to start wearing more hats. And you're not necessarily going to be just the sports science person or just the data person. You're going to have to start like what you're already doing with R and Excel and learning these skills. Would you say that if you're someone that's sort of graduating and looking for an internship at the moment, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but do you think that there's value in trying to pick up those skills and being in the environment within Rugby Australia? Like, can you see those skills being valued, obviously beyond just the core working hard and being enthusiastic?
Yeah, the obvious stuff that applies to pretty well every job in the world. And I don't envisage any circumstance where having more skills is not going to help. Like there's a cost to benefit to learning anything. And if you want to work in sports science, I think these skills are going to be expected for sure moving into the future. I've sort of been tossing in my own head about whether someone that is really keen on just being like a strength and conditioning coach, which is sort of a big part of the world that I've sort of been educated in, and a lot of people are like that, whether it's worth learning programming for them. And I'm still not confident in saying yes or no. But if you want a job in sports science, sports tech, anything like that, I think you would be crazy to think that you can get by without knowing these skills in the future.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you'd like to check out more of our content, go to sporttechdaily.com or follow us on social media across Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram.